Last month, Tiebreak team says at least 80%, if not more, of the requests in this tournament are about Alex Eala.
80%.
Being a fighter, I think everybody at this level is a fighter.
There are victories that add another number to a player's win column. And then there are victories that change how the entire sporting world sees an athlete. For Alex Eala, Washington, D.C. may have been that moment. In the early hours of the morning in the Philippines, while millions of fans followed every point from thousands of miles away, a young Filipina stepped onto one of the biggest hard courts of her North American season, carrying more than just a tennis racket. She carried expectations, she carried momentum, and she carried the belief that she belonged among the very best in women's tennis. Standing across the net was no ordinary opponent. Leylah Fernandez wasn't simply another name in the draw. She was the defending DC Open champion, a former US Open finalist, and the same player who had defeated Alex convincingly just 14 weeks earlier. On paper, the matchup looked familiar. Many expected history to repeat itself. Instead, history took a completely different direction. By the end of the night, Alex Eala had defeated the defending champion in straight sets, 6-2, 7-6, becoming the first Filipina, according to the transcript, to reach the quarterfinals of the DC Open. But this wasn't simply another upset. It was another chapter in a season that has transformed Alex Eala from an exciting young prospect into one of the most talked about players on the WTA Tour. The transcript presents this victory as the latest in a remarkable 5-month stretch, highlighting wins over several elite opponents across clay, grass, and hard courts. Together, those results are portrayed as evidence that Alex's success is no longer an isolated surprise, but part of a consistent rise through the professional ranks. At just 21 years old, the transcript says she had climbed to world number 28, the highest ranking ever achieved by a Filipino tennis player. It frames that milestone as the result of repeatedly defeating opponents many players struggle to overcome. Yet none of those accomplishments guaranteed success in Washington. If anything, they made the pressure even greater. Fernandez arrived with every reason to believe she could win again. She understood the conditions. She knew the court. She had lifted the trophy here before. Most importantly, she already knew what it felt like to defeat Alex Eala. Their previous meeting in Stuttgart had ended quickly and convincingly. For many observers, Washington seemed destined to become a repeat performance. But beneath the surface, another story was quietly developing. According to the transcript, DC Open chairman Mark Ein revealed that an overwhelming share of ticket requests centered on one player. The transcript presents this as evidence of her rapidly growing popularity among tennis fans. That kind of attention doesn't happen by accident. It is earned, not through interviews, not through social media, but through performances that leave fans believing they are witnessing something special. Inside the stadium, the atmosphere reflected that excitement. Filipino-American supporters arrived carrying flags, wearing national colors, and cheering from the opening point. Every winner from Alex brought the crowd to life. Every successful rally strengthened the belief that this could become another unforgettable night. Still, tennis has a way of silencing emotion. Once the first serve is struck, reputations disappear. Only execution matters. And from the very beginning, Alex executed brilliantly. She looked composed, patient, disciplined. Rather than chasing spectacular winners, she built points carefully, forcing Fernandez to take greater risks while protecting her own consistency. According to the transcript, Alex committed only 4 unforced errors in the opening set compared with 14 from Fernandez, a statistical difference that reflected just how cleanly she controlled the early stages of the match. The scoreboard quickly began to reflect that control. Alex broke serve early. She consolidated the advantage. She protected her own delivery under pressure. Each game added another layer of confidence. Fernandez searched for answers. Alex kept asking difficult questions. By the time the opening set ended, the defending champion found herself trailing 6-2. For the first time all evening, it felt as though Washington belonged to Alex Eala. But championship-level players rarely disappear quietly. Leylah Fernandez had built her reputation on resilience. And the second set would remind everyone exactly why she had once reached the US Open final. Almost immediately, the momentum changed. Fernandez began returning more aggressively. Her depth improved. Her movement sharpened. One break became 2, then another. Within minutes, the the scoreboard told a completely different story. Fernandez surged to a commanding 5-1 lead. The energy inside the stadium shifted. Questions that had disappeared after the first set suddenly returned. Would Alex lose confidence? Would another promising performance slip away? Or would this become the defining test of her remarkable season? At that moment, nobody inside the stadium knew the answer. But what happened next would become one of the most memorable stretches of tennis in Alex Eala's career. At 5-1 down in the second set, the match appeared to be slipping away. The momentum had shifted. The defending champion had rediscovered her rhythm. And the same questions that had followed Alex Eala throughout the early stages of her career seemed ready to return. Could she handle pressure against the very best? Could she recover when an experienced champion seized control? Or would another painful lesson be added to her growing career? For many young players, this is the moment when confidence begins to disappear. But Alex Eala had already become a different competitor. Rather than chasing impossible winners or allowing frustration to dictate her decisions, she trusted the process that had carried her this far. She focused on one point, one game, one opportunity at a time. Her first objective was simple: protect her serve. She did exactly that. The scoreboard moved to 5-2. Then came the next challenge: break the defending champion. Alex stepped inside the baseline, attacked with confidence, and earned the break. Now it was 5-3. For the first time in several games, the pressure began shifting back across the net. The crowd sensed it immediately. Every point grew louder. Every rally carried greater tension. The energy inside Rock Creek Park had completely changed. Alex held serve again. Now the score stood at 5-4. Suddenly, the player serving under pressure wasn't Alex. It was Leylah Fernandez. Serving for the set is one of the toughest moments in professional tennis. Serving for the set after watching a 4-game lead disappear is even more difficult. Fernandez stepped to the baseline knowing one solid service game would force a deciding third set. Instead, Alex produced another breakthrough moment. She broke serve again. The comeback was complete. 5 games all. What had looked like an inevitable third set only minutes earlier had become a brand new match. Although Fernandez managed to extend the battle into a tiebreak, the decisive moments belonged entirely to Alex. According to the transcript, Alex dominated the breaker by a score of 7-1, completing one of the most remarkable comebacks of her season after trailing 5-1 in the second set. When the final point was won, the scoreboard told the official story: 6-2. 7-6. But the numbers captured only the result. They could never fully capture the transformation that had taken place. Because this wasn't simply the Alex Eala who had lost to Fernandez in Stuttgart earlier that season. This was a player who had learned, adapted, improved. And when presented with the same challenge, she produced an entirely different ending. That may be the most important lesson from this entire match. Great athletes are not defined by avoiding defeat. They are defined by what they become after experiencing it. According to the transcript, this victory fits into a broader pattern that has shaped Alex's 2026 campaign. It highlights victories over several of the sport's biggest names across hard courts, grass, and clay, portraying those results as proof that she can compete with and defeat the world's elite. The transcript also emphasizes that her success has extended beyond the court. It cites comments attributed to DC Open chairman Mark Ine describing extraordinary demand for tickets connected to Alex's matches, suggesting that she had become one of the tournament's biggest attractions. That kind of attention cannot be manufactured. It grows from performances that inspire people to watch, to believe, to return for the next match. The transcript goes even further, presenting remarks in which Alex's growing popularity is described as extending well beyond the Philippines and into the wider tennis world. Inside the stadium, that support was impossible to ignore. Filipino-American families traveled from across the region. Flags waved throughout the crowd. Every point won by Alex produced another wave of cheers. What began as support for a promising young player had evolved into something much larger. It had become a movement. Now, the journey continues. According to the transcript, Alex advances to the DC Open quarterfinal, where another major challenge awaits before the North American hardcourt swing continues with even bigger tournaments leading toward the US Open. Those events will provide new opportunities, new opponents, new tests. But perhaps the biggest question has already been answered. Can Alex Eala compete with the world's best? The transcript argues that she already has, repeatedly, on multiple surfaces, against elite competition. Yet beyond rankings, beyond statistics, beyond headlines, this victory represents something even more meaningful. It represents resilience. Only weeks earlier, according to the transcript, Fernandez had defeated Alex convincingly. In Washington, Alex rewrote the story. She refused to allow the past to define the future. She trusted her preparation. She trusted her growth. And when the biggest moment arrived, she delivered. Champions are rarely remembered for the matches they were expected to win. They are remembered for the nights when everything appeared to be slipping away, and they still found a path to victory. For Alex Eala, Washington may become one of those defining nights. Not because she defeated the defending champion, not because she reached another quarterfinal, but because she demonstrated something that every future opponent will remember. No lead is safe, no match is over, and no challenge is too great when belief is stronger than pressure. As the hard-court season continues and the US Open approaches, one thing has become increasingly clear from the transcript's narrative. Alex Eala is no longer chasing a place among tennis's biggest names. She is steadily proving that she belongs there. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Can Alex continue this remarkable run? Can she add another unforgettable chapter to an already extraordinary season? The next answers will come on the court, and we'll be here to follow every step of the journey.